You know the way I really want to play Priest, because I've really been enjoying Disc.
Yeah.
Shadow's fucked right now, isn't it?
I don't know because I think I last played it a little bit a couple of weeks ago, and it was only on dummy. And in single target, I was like, this is pretty okay. But okay in the sense that it was basically just whatever build I had. I can't remember. It was just maintain dots, plague into Mindflay Insanity, and then you get this little loop of Insanity into plague.
Is this...
And Mind Spike has a nice little rhythm, kind of ba-ba-ba, because you Mind Spike into your instant Mind Blasts. And that felt good to me in isolation. I don't know how it works as a whole part of gameplay, because I didn't take it in any testing.
That classic thing of, this is fun enough, works fine, whatever, on target dummy. Or, you know, sometimes they actually do have issues in a target dummy, and I haven't played this myself. But, yeah, in a realistic gameplay scenario, maybe it doesn't work so well. I'll have to see.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because I know people have a lot of problems with it. I know the whole priest deserve better thing, and there's a whole lot of like literal gameplay issues, like balance issues. I know people are confusing about the raging behind Seer having a really high cost for AoE, which means it feels like you're playing the generator game more than the spending game in AoE. Whereas, but then there's this is the hard thing, right? Because how do I put this? I come into these largely fresh because I don't play many things during expansion. I tend to play like one or two specs. Then I'll like kind of once it's beta time, I'll play a whole bunch of different ones to get a feel for them. But I'm not like married to any specific type of gameplay. So I'm not married to like Shadow AoE. I know people are mad because the shadowy apparitions everywhere builds dead, which is really frustrating because that was really cool. It looked fantastic, yeah. Although there's a bug where they are supposed to have hidden them from everyone except you.
Oh, right.
But Shadow Priest can't see them anymore, which is like just a bug that's not been addressed because no one's got feedback on Priest in a while. So there's like there's a lot of...
no, it works fine.
Yeah.
Just can't see them.
Yeah.
They're ghosts.
Yeah. There's a lot of... how do I put it? There's a lot of really weird problems that are like small problems that I think add up to the overall experience, but it's hard for me to completely get them whenever I'm just playing on dummy and go for, how does this literally feel to play? And I'm sitting here pressing like 2 Mind Spikes into a Mind Blast and then occasionally an instant Mind Blast when it's ready and tracking how much Mind Spike stuff. I'm like, that's all right. Is it amazing? No. But I honestly, at this point, I don't think any spec in the game is amazing. No spec I'm playing actually makes me go, oh, this is great. The only vague exception is I like playing with Ice Strike and Hailstorm in AoE as enhancement, because I think that is literally just a fun, visceral thing, because you get to press your I was gonna say Shift Q because that's my keybind. That's me thing. Chain Lightning, or you get to like Primordial Wave, spread a big lightning bolt and get loads of haste. I think that's fun, but generally it's like none of them are amazing, but some of them have like a lot of small gameplay like ideas to them. I think Priest is one of them with the Mind Spike. The 2 Mind Spikes and the Mind Blast thing was fun. Insanity, feeling like a beefy Mind Flight, always felt nice to me. But I don't know how it plays in reality. But then that's a weird thing where which matters more? How it plays in reality or how it's designed control scheme wise for enjoyability? Because this is another thing where a lot of people like specs that feel like they're doing big damn.
Yeah.
Whereas it doesn't even matter if they're doing big damn, it's like it's the gameplay feel like big damn, but the gameplay feel rhythmic in a way. And I've always had this weird. I've always had a very different opinion to most people of what specs feel good. Because I know people love Unholy DK, and I'm like, what the fuck are you smoking? What's wrong with your brain that you like Unholy DK? Obviously, that's hyperbole, I guess. But I don't know. Basically, I have no idea. I'll play it and see. I'll maybe take it in N+ this weekend because it's up. Let's see, 5 time.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I'm looking forward to healing dungeons on Disc. And the nice thing about this... Okay, so my broad plan is, honestly, I kind of want to have a solo shuffle Arms Warrior because I watched Swifty and Bashira videos back in the day, and that is a fantasy I've not been able to live out. And now that there's a solo queue PvP thing, maybe it would be cool to do that. So
maybe.
That's one thing that I'd like, especially with how the gear works now, where like the PvP gear is just uber powerful in PvP, and then the upgrades that you do, they upgrade the PvE item level of the gear. So I don't know, that just actually feels pretty sweet to me. So I feel like I want to heal Disc and maybe just have a warrior to play around with. And it's always the weird thing. I'm always there's a gravity that pulls me back to Hunter, even though I don't really like the design of MM. But it's just that thing of like, that's my character from a long time ago. I feel bad when I'm not on that character because it's the one that I've got the connection to.
That's why I'm lucky Druid has 4 specs.
Yeah, and I suppose that there's been plenty of iteration on them.